Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Soph. For today's video we're going to be doing my September TBR, but I've decided to put a little twist on it. So I normally do a mood reading TBR for my TBRs, but I decided, since I couldn't actually decide what I wanted to read next month this time round, I was going to try out a TBR game. Now, I am not creative enough to come up with my own idea, and the other day Tori from Tori Between the Pages uploaded her D&D style TBR game that she has come up with, and I thought it sounded really fun, so we're gonna give it a go. I will post her video in the description box so you can check it out yourself, but basically it's all about dice rolls. It's a game where it's intended to be played for multiple months so you can level up your character D&D style. I do not play D&D, I do not understand D&D, but she has simplified this so anyone can play it. I do have the prompts and everything up on my computer over there so I can refer back to them. But essentially you have 12 character classes to choose from. You can either choose one or roll a d12 and allow that to choose it for you. I'm going to randomize it, but there is like 4 that I want to get, so we shall see. But those classes come with their own perks. So if you get, say, the rogue class and you read thrillers or mysteries, you get an extra 1000 XP towards your character. So there is like a whole lore behind it. I'm probably not doing it any justice, but I thought it would be really fun to pick my books based on her game. So like I said, I will leave her video link in the description box. Once we have chosen our character, you can then roll your dice as many times as you want. You roll a d20. I'm going to be using a virtual one because I don't have any dice that I'm aware of. But even numbers equals monsters, odd numbers equals dungeons, and whatever the number is equals a prompt. Some prompts come with 2 books, some only come with 1. You can also do side quests, and there are punishments for if you don't read your book. And I need to be held accountable, so I just thought this would be a good idea for me and anyone else that needs something new to bring to their TBR, honestly. So let's just roll the dice and see what class we're going to be. I'm hoping for a 9, 10, 11 or 12 because they come with the books that I read the most of. The other ones I think I'll find really hard to get those bonus XP, but we shall see. Another thing I should probably put in this is that I am a big gamer girl, so this definitely speaks to my brain, but it might not be for everyone. So I'm going to try it this month, see how it goes, and then it might be something that we do continually, or I might try somebody else's TBR game, but we shall see. If you do want to play it and you don't have dice, you can just go onto Google and type d12, d20, whatever you need. So this one is a d12, so I've already got it loaded up here. We're just gonna roll it. I'm really nervous. A 5. Okay, that is actually not that bad. So number 5 is a fighter, so the bonus XP comes from reading books with a war, a duel or a competition. Now I'm going to interpret that as meaning trials as well, and I read a lot of fantasy books to do with trials, so hopefully we will be able to get some bonus XP. I feel like I'm going to need to write some stuff down. If you're interested, the ones that I was hoping for were rogue, which is thrillers, mysteries or book with a thief, spy or morally grey main character. Sorcerer, which is a magical book with power rooted in bloodline or destiny. A warlock, which is a dark fantasy or a book involving bargains and forbidden power. That one would have been so good. And a wizard, which is a highly intellectual magical, like set in an academy, dark academia fantasy, those kind of vibes. But honestly, fighter is probably the best one I could have got other than the ones that I wanted. So I'm going to start with 5 rolls and see how we go. So now we need to go to a d20. First roll. Number 16 is even, so it is a monster and it is a dryad, and it says here, travellers entering a forest might catch a glimpse of a feminine form flitting through the trees. Warm laughter hangs on the air, drawing those who hear it deeper into the emerald shadows. A dryad can emerge from a tree form and travel the lands around it, but the tree remains her home and roots her to the world. You can speak with the plants and animals, teleport from one tree or another, luring interlopers away from their growth. You can choose to fight or befriend this creature. Please only choose one of the following prompts. So to befriend it, we have to pick a book with a protagonist that protects something natural or sacred. To fight it, we have to read a book dealing with birth, death, or rebirth. Think character growth, reincarnation, or legacy. I have an idea. I'm going to go with A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is a book that I've been putting off for so long, but it is the next book in the From Blood and Ash reading order. It's technically not the same. It's like a spin-off series or a prequel series. But it is the next book that I need to read in that series, and the series involves protecting a sacred person and like gods and stuff. So I think that counts, which means we befriend the dryad, which is nice because I don't really want to fight it, but we are a fighter, so it could have gone that way. But yeah, so, and I would almost say that it counts for a bit of rebirth as well. If you know, you know. Okay, so next roll is 8. So we've got another even number, which means another monster. Number 8 is the Mimic, a shape-shifting predator able to take on the form of inanimate objects, luring creatures to their doom. In dungeons, these cunning creatures often take the shape of doors and chests, having learned that such forms attract a steady stream of prey. Prompt: a book with a twist, deception, or hidden identity. Now there is a lot of those. But how do I know if it's got a twist if I haven't read it? I'm thinking a book where somebody is pretending to be something they're not. Okay, so I think this is a bit of a reach, but I'm going to go with The Traitor Queen by Daniel L. Jensen, because in the original book, the character was a spy and there was some deception. And this is obviously the continuation of that story, so I can only imagine there's probably more twists and turns as well. And this would also help me finish a series. So I'm sorry, Tori, if you see this, but I am stretching with this one. Rule number 3. I actually quite like this because it's making me pick up books that have probably been in my TBR for far too long. And it's also making me look at my Fairy Loot books from back when I was on the young adult subscription, which a lot of them I have not read because they just don't really interest me. Okay, next roll. Another even number. I'm just going through all the monsters at this point. So we have got number 12. Number 12 is a double prompt. We have a Fomorian, the most hideous and wicked of all giant kind. The godless Fomorians have deformed bodies and a vile demeanour. They emit terrible howls each time they draw breath through their misshapen mouths. The elves remember when Fomorians were amongst the most handsome of races, possessing brilliant minds and unrivaled magic ability. However, a lust for magic and power consumed them. When the Fae united to defend their realm, the Fomorians fought them and were subjected to a terrible curse. Prompt 1. Read a book containing a curse or a monster-like being. This could be a cursed object, a cursed person, a cursed land. This could also be a fantasy or horror book with a monster-like being. Ooh, okay. Again, this might be a little reach, but I think it fits well for the first prompt. So for prompt number 1, which was read a book containing a curse or monster-like being, I have chosen The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber, which is number 2 in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. And in the first book, there was plenty of curses going around. So I'm going to assume that there is more in this. I'm pretty sure the original curse that is a theme throughout the first book wasn't cured in the first book, which tells me it's going to be in this one. So a curse for a curse. I'm actually really excited about this one as well. Okay, that's not too bad. The second prompt for our third roll is read a book at night or in the dark. I always read in bed, so I am not worried about that at all. Roll number 4. 13. Okay, so we have a dungeon. Okay, so I wish we were sticking with the monsters. I don't know how you pronounce this, but I think it's Demolite Crypt. The immortality granted to a like only lasts as long as it feeds on mortal souls. If it falters or fails, its bones turn to dust until only the skull remains. The Demolite hides its unearthly remains and treasures in a labyrinth tomb guarded by monsters and traps. At the heart of the maze is a demolite skull and the dust from its other bones. Roll your d20 to determine your crypt prompt. If you receive an 11 or higher, please read the critical hit. Anything below 11, please read the critical fail. Okay, so really we want the critical hit one because we get 18,000 XP for reading it. If we get the fail, we only get 9,000, but they're honestly not that bad. But the prompt for the critical fail is to read a book that you DNF or keep putting off, which is not something I want to face. So I'm going to get my d20 and we're going to roll. Oh. So we've got the critical fail. A book that I keep putting off or DNF'd. I'm not going to subject myself to a DNF'd book because that will just put me in a reading slump. However, I will pick one up that I have been putting off, and there is plenty to choose from. Honestly, actually, now that I think about it, Shadow in the Ember fits this prompt because I've been... Oh, no. I take back everything I said. If you've been on my channel for a little while, you'll know that this right here keeps coming up on my TBRs. Have I read it? No. You haven't seen my wrap-up video yet, but I can tell you it's a no. So it's going to be this one. I have been putting this one off literally since it came out, obviously. And I put it on and then I just think, I don't want to be putting a reading slump from it. It could be really good or it could be really, really bad. So here we have it. House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J Maas. I do really need to read it so that I'm all caught up. But I just can't bring myself to do it. I honestly might make this my first read of the month just to get it out of the way. That's either going to be a really good idea or a really bad one. Okay, that wasn't so bad. We have one more roll and we haven't had any double books yet. So last roll, 20. We have another monster. I spoke too soon. So number 20 was the Night Hag. Sly and subversive, night hags want to see the virtuous turn villainy. Love turn to obsession, kindness turn to hate, devotion to disregard, and generosity to selfishness. Night hags take perverse joy in corrupted mortals. They were once creatures of the Feywild, but their wickedness saw them exiled to Hades long ago, where they've degenerated into fiends. Roll to see if you encounter a single night hag or a coven of them. Rolling a 10 or below, you encounter only one. Anything higher than 11, you are facing the coven. But you do get more XP for the coven. So the prompt for one night hag is a haunted mind, requiring you to read a psychological thriller or a horror with an unreliable narration or inner demons. Coven prompt is, in addition to reading the above, read a book with 500 pages or more. Cannot count one book for both prompts. They must be separate books. Okay, so it needs to be, I bet it's above 11 now. I wanted it to be above 11 before, and now it's going to be above. I can't look. I knew it. I actually knew it. Okay, so for prompt number one, I'm going to go for Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn, which is the author of Gone Girl. This is definitely a psychological thriller, I know that much, and honestly I don't trust Gillian Flynn's narrators, so I am interested to see how well this fits, but it definitely fits the psychological thriller part. And it follows a reporter who is facing a troubling assignment where she must return to her tiny hometown to cover the murders of 2 girls. For years, Camille has hardly spoken to her neurotic, hypochondriac mother or to the half-sister she barely knows. Now, newly installed to her old bedroom and dogged by her own demons, she must unravel the psychological puzzle of her past if she wants to get the story and survive this homecoming. I think that fits really, really well. And then for a book 500 pages or longer, I'm going to choose Lady of Shadows by Melissa K. Roerich, which is number 2 in the Lady of Darkness series. I don't know how many books are out at this point. I really, really enjoyed the first one, and I think it was so well written, the characters were so good, and it just covered a lot of like complex feelings in my opinion. So I'm very excited to go back into the series with this one, and it is 533 pages, so it's not a small one, that's for sure. So this is my TBR courtesy of Tori's TBR Roll the Dice game, and honestly I'm quite happy with it. It's a good mixture of different things. I got some smaller books and some chunkier books, so we will just have to see how we do. I'm hoping this kind of urges me to get back into my reading vibes because I have been slumping very hard recently. But I will keep you updated as I go through. If you want me to do this as a vlog, please let me know, and I will try to accommodate as always. But yeah, if you like this video, please give us a big thumbs up. It really helps. Don't forget to check out Tori's video about the game if you are interested in playing. I am already loving it, so it may be something that I continue, and I will leave her link down below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next video. Bye guys!